Hi guys, running a little bit late today because I had some domestic goddess duties I had to attend to, but I didn't want to miss out on our live chat Q&A. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to attract new clients but using your website. I recently did a little survey in one of our groups, in this group actually, and how to attract new clients was probably one of the most requested topics that we covered. But one thing I found when I talk to a lot of salon owners, particularly our micro salon owners where it's like just one person or somebody with very small amount of staff, is that their website is a pretty neglected area, and sometimes completely neglected in as much as there isn't one. So I wanted to just cover this topic quickly with you today because of its importance in gaining new clients for your business. Now, don't hold me down to precise figures here because I don't know them, but just recently I read an article that said something like 80% of people go to the internet first when they're looking for a new service provider in their area. So what this means is a salon who trades in a local trading zone is that, a huge number of people who are looking for a new salon, whether it be a hair salon or a day spa, will go to the internet first. And of course, it's those websites that pop up on the first page that are usually contacted first and foremost. So to ensure that your website is actually reaching it to the first page, you have to make sure that it's search engine friendly. And you've probably all heard the term SEO, search engine optimization. Well, there's a reason why this is important, and that is it's a friendly website, one that's easily searched by a search engine such as Google, will tend to turn up on the front page more than, say, a website that's not search engine friendly. Now, a lot of people get a little bit confused by SEO and what it means. A lot of people pay out a lot of money to have their websites optimized for SEO, and in my opinion they pay out far too much money. There are some great little courses that you can do yourself if you manage your own website for search engine optimization, and if you are interested, please leave a comment below and I will give you the details of someone I think who offers a great solution to this. But what websites really want is they look for keywords, so it's important to know what the keywords are. Keywords are the words that the people who are looking for your business are using when they go and type into their little search line what they might be looking for. And it might be, for instance, in my area it would be beauty salon 4216, or perhaps LED therapy 4216, or it might be hair cutting 4216. And so understanding what the main search words are that your prospective clients are using and including this in your content of your website, that's a really good starting point. And another point is each page of your website needs to be a little bit unique so that you're not using the same search words in the content on every page. Need to mix that up a little bit. And the other thing that you can do that makes your website very search engine friendly is updated content on a regular basis. Now, this might be simply you going in, changing the content on your website regularly, which you probably don't want to do because you may have paid somebody good money to write it for you. But the other option is to actually run a blog from your website. And search engines love blogs because it means that you're constantly adding fresh information, fresh content to your website to make it more valuable to Google's users. And that's what search engines like Google want. They want the information that they put in front of their users to be quality information, and to ensure that their users are getting the latest, up-to-date quality information, they look for things like fresh content being added to the website. So if your website is set up to run a blog and you've never put anything in there since your developer put it in front of you, then now might be the time to actually do a little bit of research, find out what your prospective clients might be interested in, and load up some blogs, and continue to load up some blogs on a regular basis. If you can do it once a week or once a fortnight at least, that's fantastic. You can access some fantastic free images online through sites like Pixabay, which is fantastic. Everything in there is royalty free, and you can use it however you like. So you can download lots of free images. There's lots of images that have to be paid for from certain websites as well. But if you don't want to go down that route, you can actually access some really great free images. And I'll actually print a little list in the comments below after I finish here today to tell you some of the sites that I like to use. Adding fresh content, it doesn't have to be huge. Some of the recent articles I've read said, try and make them about 1,500 words. Well, that's a lot of writing if you're not a natural born writer. For me, I have trouble keeping things under 1,500 words because I write like I think, full pace. But you don't have to have it that. It's more about keeping the content coming, keeping it fresh, making the images relevant to the content, and making sure that your readers are getting good value from it. So you need to just put yourself in the shoes of the people that you are looking to entice into your business. Think about the kind of information they'd like to know. It also showcases your expertise to the public. It makes people who have never met you perhaps get to know you a little bit and know how you think and what kind of person you might be. So it's really good to build a bit of rapport with people who perhaps haven't met you yet. So all of that is very important. So if you don't have a blog up and running on your website yet, I highly recommend that you think about doing that. The other thing is, of course, you need to have a contact page. Now, if you're going to have a contact page, and you've probably heard me rant on about this before, but if you're going to have a contact page that sends a prospect's question to you via email, please, 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 please read your emails at least once a day and respond to those emails, because it's so frustrating for somebody at the other end who's bothered to make contact with you, who's actually interested in what you've got to say, and probably more than likely interested in making an appointment with you, to get so frustrated when they send you an email and don't hear back from you like for days and days and days, or don't hear back from you at all. So please make it a priority that somebody checks your emails, and I would suggest that you do that probably even 3 times a day: morning, midday, afternoon, and then send a response back straight away to those people to help them make the decision to do business with you. Because the average lifetime value of a client varies, but it could be anywhere between $3,000–4,000 right up to $10,000. So if you're prepared to throw that away because you're too lazy to read your emails, then really you're going to struggle, because that's not a good approach to take in your business. Now, the other thing that I suggest that you always have on your website is a really easy to read list of services. Make it super easy for people to find what they're looking for. Make sure your services are in appropriate categories, and make sure that your services are listed with their price. People want to know, and why are you frightened to put your price against the service? Do you think you're too expensive? It's just crazy. The one thing that will put a person off more than seeing a high price is seeing no price. So do your research, make sure your pricing is offering value for what you're offering, and put your prices up with your list of services. The least amount of times a prospect has to click to find the information she's looking for, the better it is for you. The more likely she is to pick up the phone, give you a call, and do business with you. So, if you can just list that, asking clients to have to download the PDF to get your service menu is a bit of a pain in the butt, and in most cases people don't bother and they click out and go to the next website that's listed from their search. So keep that in mind. The less amount of clicks the person needs to get to the information they want, the more likely they are to do business with you. Another page that's a must-have on the website is your About page. Now, your About page is an important page, but it's not just about you. It's not just about your salon. It's not even just about your staff. It's about what you can do for the prospects. So on your About page, it's really important to make sure that you talk about how your services can benefit the clients. Okay, so when you're writing up your About page, think about how you can do this, how you can make your services show the benefits to the clients. That's another great way to win them over. And listen, every page should have some kind of call to action. It should either have click here to contact me. It should have your telephone number on there. Every single page should be a page where they can actually just press a button and either get the contact form or they should be able to at least see your telephone number. Apparently, and I don't know if this is still 100% true, but I was always told not to actually put my email address as such on a website because it does attract spammers. So maybe don't put your email address in. Your contact form doesn't require that you do that. Excuse me for 1 second. All gone. And so the contact form means you don't actually have to put your, so-and-so at so-and-so address. So if you don't need to do that, don't, because I do think it does attract spammers to a degree. Hyperlinking between pages. Do you know what a hyperlink is? It's that little word where it's a different colour and it's usually got a line underneath it. Usually, if you can hyperlink information in between your pages, that's really good. If you're talking about something where they can get more information about that service on another page, you can hyperlink it to that page. It's all about interconnectivity, making it a really friendly user experience for your clients. And finally, the one thing that you can do also, when you write newsletters for your clients, you tend to use that mainly to go to the clients you've already got. But what if you could get more people who are interested in getting your newsletter, more people who are interested in receiving your blog posts? Wouldn't that be great? Because you have a chance to build some rapport with these people. And when it comes time for them to maybe get a new service provider, who's going to come to their mind first? You are, of course, because they've been receiving your blog. So really good idea to have an area where you can collect the reader's contact information, and if you're not savvy with doing all of this kind of thing yourself, talk to the person who set up your website for you. But it's super easy for them to put in a little contact form. Says, would you like to know, would you like to receive our newsletter about the latest hairstyles? Would you like to receive our newsletter about the latest skincare? Things like that. And those people who sign up can go straight to a mailing list. I use MailChimp because MailChimp are very affordable. Up to the first 2,000 users, you don't have to pay a cent, and you can send up to 10,000 individual emails a month without outlaying a penny. So MailChimp is really great when you're getting started and you don't have a huge mailing list. So you can get people being signed up directly from your website to your newsletter list. And that means that you're constantly staying in touch with prospective clients. They may not want to do business with you right now, but because they are receiving your newsletters, because your newsletters are going to be full of, amazing information, great blog posts, things like that, Really important to remember when you're writing, to write in the style that your readers like to read in. Okay, so while you want to be seen as an expert in what you do, you don't want to be seen as a know-it-all. So, try to avoid the technical jargon that you and I might understand, because the average prospect doesn't understand. So if you can simplify the words that you use, that's actually a much more effective means of communication than trying to wow your readers with words like, hyaluronic acid or LED technology. Be clear, be simple. When somebody reads your blog posts or reads your content, make sure that they can understand everything you're saying without having to have any technical background or any industry knowledge at all. And if you're tempted to kind of go into technical talk, make sure you hand the content over to a 10-year-old to read before you hit that publish button. And if a 10-year-old can't read it, then it needs to be simplified. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you've got a website and you've been neglecting it and haven't updated the information on it recently, you need to have a little review of that website. Go back, look at what needs to be updated, what information needs to be updated. Look for ways to simplify it. Make sure all those pages are interconnected with hyperlinks. Get your blog up and running. Make sure that your price list is updated. Capturing the contact details of people who are visiting your site. All of these things are super important. And remember, it's often the first place that a client is going to have the opportunity to judge your business and whether they think they're going to want to do business with you. So if you've got any questions, I am by no means an expert at websites, but I do know a little bit about how they can be used for client attraction purposes effectively. Any questions, please post them below and I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. And I'm going to pop in some details about the SEO lady that I mentioned. Her name's Kate Toon, and she offers some fantastic self-training in SEO. And that's it for today, guys. Sorry for the delay, like I said earlier, but I'm so glad you've turned up and I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, and we'll talk next week. Bye for now.